Today, inside the program Radio Democracy, go talk to one part of the commissioners them. Now the Human Rights Commission Salon, Simiti Lavali, we go talk about the public inquiry report on security sector violation of human rights 2015-2021. And same so they get updates from WAEC for SECA the 2024 WAS results and the preparation for private WAS and other issues them from the West African Examination Council. For SECA that I want to welcome the public affairs officer from WAEC, we now Saliu M. Kamara. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, Sierra Leoneans. Thank you for having me.
Okay, as now get the mandate for conduct public exams them na Salon in partnership with other countries in West Africa, we now Nigeria, Ghana, and the Gambia. What are the latest in terms of conduct of public examinations and activity in our
Thank you very much. As you rightly said, we mandate where the people in this country give now for conduct exams, and after that you award certificates to the students that we deserve then certificates then they. And we don't conduct the exams there for over 72 years now. Of course, recently in March this year, we host the annual council meeting, the 72nd annual council meeting, with all the 5 member countries them be there inside Bintimani. We are in right now the good news we Sierra Leone gets. We at least for live by example now, we get the chairman of council. When a Sierra Leonean, then we get the vice chair again. One day happen in the history of this country. So down the right now, all the affairs of the West African Examinations Council, now then people there, now then they head them. So from there now, of course, will be the talk about examination where we get the national exams and the international exams. The national exams will now they about the Becker and the NPSC. So the international exams now, then we get the WAS itself. We divide that into 2. We get the WAS for school candidates and the WAS for private candidates. Of course, the WAS for school candidates we don't conduct them since June the 25th. Now we conduct the last paper. So before that, then 10 then now we get the stages. Then we at this way one conduct exams. Now then stages then they 40 for consider. You get the pre-examination process wherein you get for even open the portal. Now we're in a online system with the deal with. You open the portal for suicide, you allow less school authorities them. We get them candidates there for let them do the entries. So that aspect they don't pass. Then from there now we conduct the exams inside May, June. So after the conduct now, the post-examination procedures now we they on right now, the marking almost done. Then now they try for release the results. I know say the public now, then so anxious now, eager now for let them know, say who's ten way was result they come on. But we tell and say let them just be rest assured say result they come on at any time from now. We know we give them specific dates say now this date result they come on. But almost all the preparations them. And when they conduct exams, even at the field they get a lot of things the way they pick out, and then things then they all get for categorize them stage by stage. So now it make the process at times it can delay small. But by now we are the talk to them, so at any moment from now when we release the result, then we know let the public, because we get people that we can deceive them. They can just go online or social media, they say, oh, what's result don't come on. So me they tell them say where the results come out, they come back at the media and tell them say we don't release results, and everybody now would get in results online.
All right. As you just talk about the WAS where you mentioned Sego Komot and at any time, but let's take you back about a lot of issues around the preparation of this particular exam. We come out from school authority, the principal, and the rest we get for do with cast and other thing them. How far with that? On able to settle them?
In fact, that's now a major concern. We last year, okay, these 2024 exams, we know say WAEC ministry there be someone in a parliament concerning the continuous assessment for candidates the way they sit the WAS. So this continuous assessment before this time, school authorities then they submit them after the end of the examination. That LECO don't conduct to us. So by then tell LECO results one release results. So pass will begin trace some school, they will call them one after the other for let them send them continuous assessment. So the 5 member countries, them and fit say, oh, this thing, it can waste the process. So now school authorities, them let them submit this continuous assessment on yearly basis. Now when the candidates come up from SS1 to SS2, so they request for that in continuous assessment, we don't promote them from SS1 to SS2. So you submit, and when you promote them back from SS2 to SS3, we request the continuous assessment again. So that will be implemented last year. And when at this continuous assessment now, we submit for that year 1 candidate, where you promote from SS1 to SS2, now in the requirement for let that candidate they able to sit the exam for the next coming year. So last year that became a whole lot of problems where the chairman for the parliamentary committee on basic and senior secondary education invites WAEC, including ministry, we go na parliament. Although yes, when we do this thing, this na old system. The only thing we knew now when we ask now for letting they do them on yearly basis, but the template we then they use now the same thing. And not all the system for saying now online continuous, you need continuous internet. If they go online, then you download the software where they use, then you do your entries, you allow get free time for let you, even the candidate in terms of errors, for let you call the candidates them, let them confirm what you input for them, all the details, then later you come online again, you upload. So we get all them procedures there, but last year now when the system come in, the school then go on the rampage, we stubbornly, because some man reluctantly they refuse for enter the candidates, and we not to WAEC fault that one day, because we don't open the portal for almost a year, because we open at 9 months, then we give extension there again. So therefore that problem they be there last year. So now this year we don't hold series of engagement with stakeholders. Even for the past 2 weeks, we'll be there with ministry, we're not the supervisory body now for their school authorities there on this continuous assessment. And now that portal they on for let them submit the continuous assessment for the SS1, the way they don't promote for go SS2. So for next year, let them eligible for seat the WAS 2025. So okay. If school authorities then they will not they submit them continuous assessment they had this year, where the deadline at September 30 will open up from May 31st to September 30. So now if you not submit then continuous assessment there for your candidate, it means next year then candidate they are not going to sit the 2025 WAS.
Sally, we they look at preparation for the next WAS. We include private and government WAS. I want to prepare for them for conducting. But look at the one we already don't conduct 2024. We see results expected for community time from now. Yes. When I get any specific time we possible check on the line for any results?
No, we not get any specific time. But as I say, we release the result, we will come back publicly, we tell the people and say the result that we don't release them. But no give say na next week or this week.
Anytime we WAEC release results, then we'll see some. This year we therefore see when I see result then back.
Of course, Musa, that is obvious. Where you they conduct exams, you expect anomalies during the conduct, and their anomalies then they WAEC for look into them and investigate them case then they, and the one them of course when they find guilty for their examination malpractice, then they of course WAEC no they condone on that, they result them or therefore withhold them.
Examination malpractice now a widespread thing now in public exam, especially why una exams una the conduct we get for do with the WAS, and plenty time finger the points to una na WAEC say now una they leak the paper them. That's the end. You see then gets teachers then they call syndicate classes them. Then say we get paper who go come with una and also for cancel them. At the end of the day, una sees the result then back. We possibly say WAEC and they blame the point to una say na una na the hub for examination malpractice or they encourage them and later una sees the result then back. That's the allegation against una.
That's clear now. If me they participate in anything when I wrong thing, then at the end of the day, why I foresee the results again for that person where I say I they help wrongly. So then they are just allegation where people and they make, and would I get evidence WAEC officer they include on that thing and they we open up. Okay. because now the last thing and the way WAEC officer they condone we they go na center and any side way they for let you condone with examination malpractice. So then thing and they not just cooked up story the way then the school authority them they cook they tell the candidates them.
Okay.
Of course who they gonna feel na different thing who they mix.
Alright, yeah. Sally, you don't confirm say when I get for all some results then.
Of course.
Almost so.
No, not be able to tell now.
Alright, so what I can look for long I conclude for all student results.
Well, first of all, before even the conduct of exams, like they say, we get pre-examination process. For this year alone, we spend over 100,000 leons, when at the new money, we spend on sensitization. We go, Bo, Kenima, McKinney, all over in this country, we invite people and for sensitize them. These are things that we don't even know. We get the posters, the whole print. Now you make some center, then the way you go, they see where then they display them. We get the flyers, them who they give back to individual students and school authorities. Them any sir we meet, we they put all the offenses them where candidates not for do, then the penalty against the offenses then they. For example, the one we come on now phone. When we meet a candidate with a phone, then that phone they do it and at the center they spy with them. So we will get that phone there from you, we get a form where they fill. So we fill that form there, you they sign. Then the supervisor of that center they sign. Then the invigilator or the police officer within that center they sign for endorse this phone, then get them from candidate A and on this particular subject. So that form they na him wire get for all the phone will they return them to the school authority so that at the end of the exam he will give back the candidate who know they go to. So that form the way the candidate don't sign, the supervisor don't endorse, the police or the invigilator don't endorse, we'll get for presenter, even WAEC will not get the mandate for council. We'll get education stakeholders the within that committee, the way we call Sierra Leone Examinations Committee. Will they present them case then they one after the other. When then they look at them, then they take the issue now. Indeed, the offense where this candidate commit, he do for the cancelling results.
Una can get hearing for people who receive the results for get from their own side.
Now that's how they tell you. The candidates they sign, the school authority when are the supervisors.
But not in all situations are they catch phone.
Of course, other offenses.
But sometimes you know.
Other offenses then some man can go even textbook. Some man they go to them paper there, they write everything they put on there. So some cases then they on collusion. You see, unfortunately, I be don't count some flyers that are per one program. Then offenses then they all day. But I go spend time by any work they count them flyers.
Sally, who side the finger the points from una own standpoint, who are responsible for the widespread examination malpractice? Because it seems as if even the worst they lost that in value or in taste where it gets to examination malpractice.
Well, that question then a whole lot because for conduct exams you need other stakeholders. They're not to WAEC no more. WAEC now monitoring what they do during the conduct. We get school authority the way they constantly with them candidate there, and now we get even evidence them exhibit of school authority the way they compromise with them candidates them. Okay. So the whole lot of problem is based on the school authority.
So the school authority are the
of course the moment today, if we not talk the two, we just want
so you think say that the school authority is the response for examination malpractice?
The major problem, of course, not them. Right. Based on what they see and the evidence they gather, and even though they go on see what happen at Pangoma, which school authority they inside because the examination and the WAEC officer then go the unexpected visits. Okay. Where they incite them candidates them for let them go on the rampage because no way no they for let them able spy or do it they don't promise the candidate then say now this will get for do for now doing the exams.
All right, you just don't confirm again. Say when I get evidence there, who done the school there?
No, we not because we get school level they recognize on denting and they. We're not able to call them now. Why? But school then they who can they recognize based on that because the committee when they find them guilty then they did recognize them.
Right, you know think say by then they are on a need for the name and shame some of them school layers so that the public will know say now some of them school layers they contribute to malpractice in the country.
Well, of course, we not get that man, but the law we can proceed on denting and they I hope say sometime. But 1 year we una even see where they name and shame some school authorities, them anti-corruption, do that and they will not see the public.
No, that's
you see
that not different case.
Now
You can then name the school say na school A and
now
B,
on examination malpractice, Musa.
No.
So
the way ACC do now put candidates them.
Now school authority they will involve.
School authority they put
yes.
plaque on them na quantity which
yes.
Plenty people.
Yes, so that let them know.
But in this case, if you able name the school, I don't think say it will reach to that peak where ACC do.
No, now we not get any school where we not they receive case them we not to malpractice.
Okay.
Every school, most of them they involve in them case they are. But we get the level at which way the committee they look at them where they know say, oh, this level, this school for the recognize this school and they.
But
the tell they get the okay back for let them the employing authority there. I hope say them go say school A na this, school B na this.
Alright, waiting why I think about school camping during examination time.
Well, that one day we na the conduct of exams and not to we employ the school authorities. Now ministry get the mandate say the school them for go ahead and camp. Of course, if not genuine intention, not to for camp them students there, extort money from parents them, then later for do illegal things. I hope say some of them things and they not forget problem. Because we also be don't go through the thing there. Although we not to school camp, but we get group studies them. We'll be the until we 6 we gather once our all night to study. Now morning everybody go right to get for right.
The allegation again on examination malpractice, as the student they enter at the hall, you they get possibly they collect money from them, say we they give the supervisors them. Who say why can they during them process here?
This not the issue where they talk about say school authorities them. Because we say this who say with this room. We get 15 candidates the way they sit now, then we get one invigilator from that school the way they monitor then students then they. So then 15 candidates then they let we say somebody go with something say for spy. If you as invigilator you did it for invigilate the examination according to the rules and regulations, the person they get phone now you not going to make use of them because you they see every sign at the class. But now they compromise with them. Even some phone then they catch invigilator the way they pass phone to students.
Sally, if the examination malpractice done so much that we are not able to handle them, why would not change our approach in conducting the exam also?
Worldwide, conduct exams, you avoid school authorities because the main problem not there. Because now then deal with the candidate then constantly now.
What about going online? Because for instance, let's make mention of exam with Duolingo, for instance. If they sit Duolingo, nobody not there with you. And in fact, they sit them in a room where you lonely. I like na rata pass. Then they cancel the exam day because perhaps then go think say person don't pass. The people and they out of this country but they supervise you. Why would they come to models like that?
Well, when you think about school works, wherein we get a large number of candidates. We even get exams that will be the conduct. We now don't go online basis. One at the ACC, University of London, now na computer based. So we are in the candidate they sit on, so nobody know the day. But when you think of denting and in terms of technology, now this African country, especially Sierra Leone, even the online system where we implement right now for some man they tell you say I not get computer, some man they tell you say I not want the church computer. For let you go, you upload the entries, then they afraid. So if you tell now say each school forget this, for let in candidate they're able to sit. So now we look at that way they. Of course technology they come gradually. We go still think of them. Other countries and the way they think of them and they.
Inside the program this morning, we look at a report with the Human Rights Commission pool for seeker law enforcement body them in the country and for help we more for know what's inside this particular report. We then do from 2015 to 2021. Make we get one of the commissioner them for the Human Rights Commission of Salone, Wena Simiti Lavalley. Good morning, man. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Good morning, Usman. Good morning, listeners.
All right. Before we can look at the report proper, what thing don't they happen at the commission so far?
Well, the commission they continue with the regular activities. Where they do complaints handling. People then can complaints. Freetown and across with 5 regional headquarter offices. Then where they do monitoring of places of detention. Where they do gender work. So a lot of the stories they're online about gender-based violence, where they continue for doing monitoring, where they do with migration and human trafficking monitoring, where they do with public education, as which is one of these things I'm doing here. They will reach out to communities. So we do a lot of things, even though it may sound like we're quiet, but we carry on with the normal activities.
All right. One of them days, I wanna just pull out a report. We wanna look at the work of law enforcement body in the country, which on a target from 2015 to 2021. Waiting lead the commission for doing kind of report here.
Yeah, as the report say, public inquiry to law enforcement officials for a period of 2015 to 2021, so a 7-year period. So from the establishment of the commission way back in 2004 by an act of parliament, and then they actually start working in 2006. Every year or so, we can get complaints, maybe they can meet the commission about the excessive use of force, primarily by the police and the military. So it continue year in year out. We can pull press releases. Sometimes we can do hearings, such as the Bumbuna hearing we will be doing, and in 2012, and then we can get ad hoc procedures. So we decide, say, when OSIWA, Open Society for West Africa, have been approached, we say they want to do fund a project with we say, well, we look at this systemic issue where they count, because regularly, as I say, every year we must hear something about clashes with the police or with the military as part of MACP. So we say, let we look at them over a period of 7 years, because not to something where as in 2021 where they approach we, not to 1 year process. So let we look at them so that we will get a proper look at how this happen, and then we'll give opportunity to people then way over the years nobody don't get the opportunity for come and talk about the ordeal and make them complete formally and be heard. So that was why we decide in 2021 we do a project proposal. So we look over the past 7 years, and then specifically at law enforcement officials. They'll get so many other complaints that we can come, but we say let's focus on this one where look very rampant and where we always they get for the press releases about excessive use of force. So now the idea been born out, and then we set about now for do the project.
All right, the security sector, people go feel say not just the police and the military. This report able target other body them we safe they look around security issues.
Yes, so we start off first, as I say, with the police and the RSLAV, but then what we do engagements because part of the process we had to do engagement with different authorities there. So we will meet with parliamentarians, we meet with other communities, and say other security sector forces where they go across, even at the correctional center, so we can get our prison big na Pademba Road, there were issues arising. So they said we look at correctional center. Then people then say even metropolitan police, they say can abuse their powers in how they can target public transport owners and even private individuals. So they say we look into that. The road safety corps, and then the metropolitan police. So we widen the scope to these 5 groups of people: the Sierra Leone police, RSLAV, metropolitan police, and the local council police, and then the road safety corps and the correctional centers. So each of these institutions, we also go engage them before we start the process. Say this is what we intend to do. But instead of just looking at, say, waiting victims or complainants, we say also if they're safe in the course of their duties, because we also know, say, sometimes during the covering a riot, police then safe or military then safe can suffer injuries when they say nobody know they talk about them. So you say let's get a balance. Let's hear from the victims, but also if a law enforcement official in the course of in duty also suffer injury or suffer death, then them or their relatives can also come to the commission and bring their complaints, and so we go look at the whole issue holistically. So now we go about for do the public inquiry after the consultations. Now make we widen them.
We can look at the process we wanna use proper and also case specifics. But you mentioned, say, this public inquiry we wanna do from 2015 to 2021. Why 7 year span for look at a case like this?
Well, as I say, I've been something we'd been done rampant. Ideally, we don't even go back further in time. But we say, you have to have a cut-off time, and we want a balance, because we had issues from from Kabbalah, the protests where the students, where they say the village, the farm where them for set up and they move, and then you had various issues. So we look back in time and say, where is the cutoff point for where we have major issues, where even reports they don't come out, where Amnesty go produce or Carl or Advocate or anybody. So we say, let's go back as far as the major incidents. So 2015 was, we feel saying a reasonable cutoff point for where people then go able for still remember the issues and can testify.
If you take 7 years for inquire into case like this, by the time you conclude and perhaps the victim no go day alive, perhaps no go day without a day, or the person we una the target, we are the violator no go day around at the moment, why it takes so long? Let me ask you, when I decide say from 2015 to date, how are you able to capture the people that we involved actually in this situation?
So the first part of your question about why it takes so long, as a commission, as I say, we don't put press releases, but to hold a public inquiry, a public hearing, it costs money. So we know we don't get the funding. So we say, well, now we don't get funding, let me not just limit them to those who are the most recent past, because then the others go feel like they've been that they were aggrieved and nobody had them. So we say, let we do basically a clearing of a backlog of these cases, the way we don't carry reports, we don't try our best, but we don't have the opportunity for them to be heard. So yes, we knew we're going to face challenges, because I say over time, your memories are lost, evidence is lost, some of the people are moved. But because then we're going against institutions and not just against individuals, we know the Australian police exists. Whether you're IG back then and you're not IG now, there is an IG, Inspector General of Police. There is a head of the Republic of Australian Armed Forces. So human rights doesn't just look at individuals. We say the institutions that send them out there to carry out the task. So as far as we're concerned, as long as the victims or the complainants could identify which force was carrying out the activity, then their employer would be what in law we call vicariously liable. That not so you do them, but because you send you employee for go do your work, and go do and bad, and it cause damage or it cause loss of life, then you now you go liable. So now make you the final say even the recommendations were against Israeli police. We get the individuals then, but the first complaint, the first respondent always an Israeli police. Then now we go about the individuals and then self. So that then the Israeli police or the RSLAV or whoever will able to take individual actions against their personnel, but that for we the victims then will get redress from the institution.
Okay, now let's look at the key findings, because I'm the part of the report on Aponlado, and one of the things that were captured get for do it. One school picking a Kenema, we are in them shoot a tear gas na highway. At this moment, don't be disabled. Same way, so case we get for do it. One woman up on this street, we are in alleged say the security sector, both the military and the police, kick am na in Bele, when I'm in Bele woman, the blood begin, come up around. What's in the situation of them people at this moment?
So as at now, during the hearing, as you said, they came forward and presented their cases, and then afterwards, so the panel, we can get 3 sets of panels. So the cases that we refer to, they may occur when the southeast panel be sits. So they go now the south, they say Kenema is in the east. So where the southeast panel sits, these are instances of cases, one from Pujama, say one from Kenema. So the victims then they. Now we don't release the reports. We will also contact them and tell them what is the outcome of the reports. And because of funding, we suppose for the same way we go engage people then, and the same way back to the commission for them go back to the communities and then to the individuals to tell them. But we disseminate now the reports to regional offices and then go contact the people. But as at now, their condition still remains the same because they're waiting for the outcome of this report, and then we also waiting the Australian police. I think that in that scenario, waiting again for do, because there's a time frame for which they act. We don't send the Australian police a copy of the report, and we wait back for hearing back from them, because we have said what we've stated, what we have, what our decisions are, and we expect them to comply. But we're waiting to hear from them within the time frame.
Today the program we come to your other studio guest, Saliu M. Kamara, Public Affairs Officer at the West Africa Examination Council, WAEC. Make a look at the preparation for the 2025 WAS and the private WAS. How far una done the honor?
Yeah, as I start my statement, we get pre-examination process. Now the pre-examination process for private was now in the on wherein we get for open the system. The prospective candidate then able register, then come, and this registration we expect say not to school registration like. So the candidate himself now in the go through Africell mobile money, he do in transaction, then he go now accredited cafe, then he do in entries. He make sure say he confirm in entries there before ever then they upload on the system. So then they will don't open that portal there since July 1st up to September 15th. Because this country with the experience where somebody they do the wrong thing, now in the people and they come back for support. Then entries there, then get time bound, wherein the deadline they all over the state say from this period to this period. You go see say after the deadline, this no people and hey, I not be able to meet up for come for this. So that make we don't talk come on several occasions. And now as we talk so the preparation and they ahead for even for conduct the exams inside November. So therefore if you close entry September 15, we expect say everybody will for register now for do the registration and from there be able to conduct the exams with November come. So now the entry is there on, and we already say last year some people and they will be left out way for come on board. This as they say in a private exam and the individual. Whether now you get your school now where you want to register now individual entry, not to like you get continuous assessment. You will not get continuous assessment entries. So now one portal you go, you do your entry once and for all. The way the time reach, you go now you center, you sit the exams. Okay. And then center they are based on the location, the address where you they put. We not they move students from center A to center B as rumors and don't they go on. Where you see we fix you say you they kisi we find a center, then side and they will put your name there. So now they sit stay the exams done. Okay. So now they move a candidate from this center to that center because now so people and they go on for for mislead the public.
The closing you say na September 15 to be specific.
Yes. Sir.
And online entry people did.
Yes, sir.
Why think about the internet challenge at this moment with the country they get?
Well, now I make Uduam from July 1st. If you get any challenge now, we all the experience the challenge, but there must be a moment wherein the internet is steady, then you do your online business.
So when I get any platform we are in, picking them go revert back to now if they get any challenge, follow now help them out.
Of course, we get the accredited cafe. Now it make you as student. Now you for write all your details, you the candidate. Where you go, you know say now you name this, now you name that day. You get the system, they do everything offline. So we are in when the cafe, the accredited cafe who don't give the mandate for do the entry, where they don't do everything, you they look at them, then they print what we call confirmation of your details or your entries them. You look at it, say, oh, my name is spelled correctly. Yes, my date of birth spelled correctly. Then my subjects they all day in order. Then from there you give the cafe now and say yes, now for send them online. So with the cafe they said now you make sure see everything. Then at the end of the day, they look back online for check say indeed you entry don't go.
How secure this system be? Because this get for do with people and personal information.
Of course, the moment you don't upload, so you're not go able to tamper with anything again there. So it's very secure. So no nothing not the again we able to change until now we consult the one the way they run the system.
Inside the studios we get Commissioner Simite Lavali. We are one of the commissioner them na the Human Rights Commission. You just don't give me update about the report and other things there. How many cases in total on am able get?
So 178 complainants can come forward. Some of them now for the individual capacity they come, others can come on behalf of other people. So if you get a big case, like as I say, get example na Kabbalah for the youth village, you will get like 3 or 4 people come, but they are representing all those who are affected. So in total, 178 people complainants and come. Then a total of 105 actually appear before the panels. Where we begin at the north for cover the north and northwest, the east, the southeast panel, and the western area. So a total of 105 complainants appear before the panel, and we sit down per each of them cases.
Now, let we look at what's in at the yardstick because case them go plenty. What in are the criteria we they look at? Say this case again merit to look at and the panel take them up.
So the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone, we get an act of 2004. They will also get complaints rules will be passed in 2006. So then the guide we all this what we do is guided by law, guided by we act. So inside the act, it tell you waiting now the human rights violations that we can look into, and waiting they look into. So on a usual day-to-day basis, with the human rights complaints and against public officials, people that way they work for governments, and where taxpayers' money then they use, then we now case we not don't go na court. So any case we don't can go na court, now the High Court or Magistrate Court, we not able look into them matter then. Then for this specific tribunal, now against law enforcement officials. So if you can with case not to against somebody where they work for Sierra Leone Police or RSLAF or the other or correctional service or metropolitan police, we not able to take them case. So where people then come, we tell them within the criteria. There will also be get what we call a list of issues we will be look at. So we not to every issue we involve police, because if not everyday people then will come. So we look at whether life was lost, because that was the most important thing, right to life. We not get life, you not able to enjoy any other thing. So we look at whether lives were lost when they use excessive use of force, whether grievous bodily harm. So say they not kill you, but the way they damage you, like I they say like that girl in Kenema when you eye damage, so you suffer grievous bodily harm through the excessive use of force. Because if they use normal proportionate force, it is not an issue. But if they use plasmatic force, will lead to your harm or to your death. They will also look at whether there was damage to property. We know like in McKinney there was during the generator saga there was damage to properties. So we look at whether and even in Kabalabak. So we look at whether there was So we had 9 issues, and then likewise whether they need training, whether they suffer injuries. So now all the criteria we look at, we will go for let them go take statements. We tell them saying this is what we're looking at. We sensitize the public. Then you say you get that kind of case, we fall within this period. Because again, as I say, if it come before 2015 or it come after 2021, we can't look into it as part of the tribunal. So now then criteria then we use now for whittle down the cases that are they admissible, do they fall within the remit. If they not fall within the remit but are still a human rights case, we will say then you go to offices and then go hard on as a normal case. But the purposes of appearing before you get for fall within that.
We get an incident in the August demonstration in this country. Not only civilians then suffer casualties, but even the security forces then you can kill police and then damage. In this one hearing, una gets from the security sectors themselves complaint from them we then suffer during the time when they do their work.
So August 10 not be fall within.
No, not okay. Just not August 10. That's just example. Okay. But in this one tribunal when I set up, when I look at the security sector inside again, we can get challenged or can suffer injuries during the time when they do their work.
Absolutely. As I say, one of the questions then, or 3 of the questions then, in the carrying out their duties, the law enforcement officials also were they killed? Did they suffer injuries as well? And were they even given the right training? Because if they go you for police riots, you not get proper riot gear, then you suffer injury, then that means saving your employers if not don't take proper care of you. So we had cases of that. But say usually the security forces not to people that will really complain. Then go grumble in a corner. Or you engage them and tell you, well, they cannot publicly come forward because it will be breach of their code of conduct for really can't afford. So, but for those that are not necessarily working now, we may get cases, and we get 2 cases in Kono where I mean just to look up recently where they say one of the cases and they say them they do traffic duties, then they arrest this Okada man, then I think in the course of where they arrest her, he suffer injuries. So I mean can't later complain. But in the course of the hearing where we say because in a police officer we arrest the person, it may able them in charge even the person where they arrest them in charge and to court. So we say, well, you've already received the justice because the person where you arrest then can go court. Then we find out himself when they carry the person go court. Then we go even go big. Then go big in the police officer we can report. So in that scenario, we say even though yes you suffered violence from the civilian, but from what you don't explain, the matter don't go court and you don't get justice in the way we feel say you forget justice, then there was nothing. And similar another instance and that. So but really now only Kono we experience that in the other places. Then in Kabbalah there was also a matter where the people they actually not come meet we, But in the course of the evidence, then the R staff tell we say 2 of them staff, the one suffered hearing loss. I think when they impelled her with stones, he damaged in hearing, and then another one also was injured. But they did not appear before us. But we've been still taking into consideration if these people suffered, then the house staff will get a duty for providers medical care, and we made mention of those in our orders. So we look into that as well, say that there are people who have suffered but well, our limitation was you had to come forward, or somebody had to come forward on your behalf. We know they act in vain. If you not come forward, we cannot manufacture the evidence, because even though na human rights issue is not, the standard is not criminal standard, say beyond reasonable doubt, you still have to provide evidence. So if you not come forward, or somebody not able to come forward on your behalf, or and when you say somebody come forward, you don't need for being a family member. It can be a civil society. So like in Kabbalah, a civil society person come, it provide evidence. For Bombali the Bombali District Human Rights Committee then come with documentation on behalf of victims. So whoever can, as long as you able to provide evidence, we will be able to say on a balance of probability that we believe more likely or not that this happened, then we'll be able to make orders on behalf of those people.
All right. Any reports can get recommendation them, especially this report. Take me through some of the recommendation there.
So there's for each case there were individual recommendations, but there are also some generic recommendations really to the police concerning, I'll just bring up, concerning training and how they should handle, because even there's a whole regulation on use of force, proportionate use of force for law enforcement officials, that even when you get a riot situation, there is a way for handle them. There's a way for handle those riots. But for give some examples of like the recommendations we can. So for example, because maybe then are the for example in the matter in Pujon, for example, some of the recommendations we then give, he said, one, the police should institute mechanisms that will build trust and confidence in the people in that part of the country. So because there was a breakdown in trust and confidence, we say the police, and it carries across in quite a few of the communities that we find out there, even in the Kabbalah case, because there was a breakdown in information and how things were going on. So that's how things got out of hand. The police and the ministry should adopt community policing and find innovative ways of resolving disputes in such communities and use less of force and indiscriminate arrests. The people should show respect to other police and public and statutory bodies like the Human Rights Commission, just as the military is doing, in order to promote accountability and justice for all. And then there are some other ones where we talk SLP and R staff to jointly hold post-operations accountability sessions, during which each party will be able to take stock of any breach of their codes of conduct by their personnel. So when they find out, say, even though they do MACP, but each person they go back to your own base and do a debrief. They know they do joint debrief for let them see lessons learned. And so the R staff, if most times then they only got involved because of the MACP, because we know say the R staff generally now territorial integrity, and then they cover. But because of the MACP situation, then they come into day-to-day policing. So that is why they get involved. So you're saying when they do then joint operations, then forget a joint debrief.
Tempo, make look at some messages. The Musman.
This one from Raymond Thompson say, why do you seize results without hearing? Is that the due process Ghana afford hearing to candidates whose results were seized?
This one from 40S Bangura, they say this country needs another exam system apart from WAEC.
And this other one say, we understand that you arrest some examiner during. Okay, this one not too clear.
Okay, we continue for a look at more messages them inside the program. Owner don't they send on the number 077981981. This one says, Simiti Lavali, please can you tell us what is the amount fined for each case, and what is the total money that the security sector has to pay to some citizens then, and how many of them?
This other one say the only way that malpractice can be stopped is when exams are conducted through online process which means no Sierra Leonean is making the papers and it's marked automatically, and you got your result through online process.
This one from Pa Kuruman, our Facebook page. They say, good morning, 98.1. For me, malpractice starts from this school camping. So the only way to stop, put an end to put an end to malpractice, you have to stop school camping.
This one say, Madam Commissioner, how can I get the report?
We continue for look at small issues them inside the program 98.1. This one on the Kush Studio Force Run from Ishmael Dowd on our Facebook page. They say the youth are lost. Kush is dragging them down the drain simply because they fail to use their brain. Kush is never the solution for anything. Addiction is killing them slowly. May God save our youths. Of Mama Saloon.
This one from Mohamed Salio Sankoi say, why WAEC asks candidates to pay for their private result to WAEC after paying their fees. My brother goes for his private result at WAEC. He was asked to pay 300,000. Is this the correct process?
This one says, can you please ask your guest to explain properly about the November private was, especially for the candidate that did not take the June exam?
This other one from Mohamed, they say, please ask Mr. WAEC what provision did they make students that were unable to take the WAS 2024 exam due to delay.
From Ishmael, our Facebook page, Ismail Dawda on our Facebook page, they say we need another exam body to compete with WAEC. They are no longer credible. Students getting results they cannot defend due to malpractices. Someone getting A1 in maths then cannot even solve simple linear equations. Students no longer burn the midnight candles but partake in exam malpractice. They believe in fake it until you make it. They no longer study to prove themselves. Something needs to be done. From Ishmael Dawda on our Facebook.
This one for Emmanuel, they say, is there any time frame for the security sector to pay compensation to these people?
I will continue for look at more text messages inside the program. Good morning, Salon. This one say, good morning, 98.1 FM. Please ask Mr. Wayek what provisions did they make for students that were unable to take the 2024 exam due to delay in entering the CAS portal.
This one, Human Rights Commission, please, you need to step up your game. There are a lot of issues happen around the country, which is human rights violation.
From Raymond Thompson, our Facebook page, they say there are candidates whose results are seized without any evidence of malpractice. Sometimes the grounds are that the answers are too good.
This one say, Mr. Kamari understand say una arrest people waking look students the way they take exam.
This one from Alfred Kefal on our Facebook page. They say, good morning, Radio D. Please ask WAEC what provisions they have made for us so far that we are unable to take the WAEC the WAS 2024 exam due to delay in the CAS portal. Well, from then text messenger, because of time, we can't with studio guests them for respond to them text messenger. We start with Sally for respond to them quick.
Yeah, let's start with this one because it don't come repeatedly for students the way them be left out. So that one day, as they say, na ministry for be day, na then get the answer. They wouldn't open the portal. And ministry they say then they pay for them. So now the portal open for any school where ministry be don't request, let them send the candidate they know say they be left out and will eligible for take the school was. So then they more directly refer to ministry. So we don't open the portal and we don't inform the ministry officials them accordingly. So not to like if they enter like school candidates, now individual entries, then get for do as private candidates. Then the person again where they talk about another exam body, you know, go just set examination body like this. WAEC for the past 72 years, we don't they move with the time. And when they conduct exams, you need stakeholders them. The only thing is, we know say the society don't lack integrity, even to school authority, the way they expect say they were, even if not in Peking, if we're able to conduct exams and he mark even in paper credibly, then he releasing results. So that credibility they don't lack. So we need for come in as a country, then we fight against this menace because now menace this we don't can our system. Even if you can with 10 examination body, if we not change we attitude for say, we conduct the exam with credibility, now the same thing therefore happen again. Then online exams, of course, then they so expensive. Now they think about technology. You see, malpractice, of course, with people and say start from camping. Of course, the idea when they indoctrinate them picking there, they make even the picking there, not they study. And they tell them say, una just can always una kaya, wait time reach, and with money, we then they extort from parents them. We don't see this in and out, even with sensitization program. Then picking and they will be bold for come out, see, then teacher they are, then they point the system. Then they ask you for money, say, we wire come, now them money there how they give. Then at the end of the day, until we wire presence then at that center, they see a whole riot because when you go there now, you want to stop everything, then they team up against you.
All right. Somebody say on a quick one, say on a arrest examiner there.
Yes, of recently doing this marking, examiners and the way they arrest, but the case they with anti-corruption.
Okay.
What's in there do?
They try for compromise the papers the way they be the mark.
Are they almost?
So about 4 of them we are noticed. Because yesterday I not be there in our office, I'll be there Lunge.
Okay.
So about 4 of them.
All right. Over to you, Commissioner. You get some messages then.
Yeah. Thank you very much to all the listeners. We send messages. So very quickly about the amounts for each case. I'm not going to read all now because of the time. But the total amount for the different panels, the Oweri, for the Sierra Leone police, the total money now 305,100. Where in today's old money now 305 million. 305 million. 100,000. For the RSLAF, the total now 170,000 in this new money, which now 170 million, and it primarily arises from just a few cases and where them be involved in. Whereas police now over several of the different cases. Forget the full information and forget the reports. You go on websites when at www.hrc-sl.org. www.hrc-sl.org. you'll get a copy of the reports. Then the time frame for payment inside we act, they say we don't produce a report, we got 21 days for let government go respond. So these institutions then they work for government, so now within 21 days.
Now would they pay now individual they pay on the forces then they pay?
Now the Australian police, as you say, the Australian police and the RSLAF.
They don't see these reports?
They have received their own individual copy of the report. We also don't make follow-up for engage them personally as in the hierarchy of both institutions.
What's in that they respond?
The military embrace them, and we want to say thank you to the military that throughout the whole process, first of all, they embrace accountability, then participate in the process and providing with lawyers and for represents the accused personnel. They provide information even of those that we don't left and things like that. So we did on engagement with them. Then they say let we go through reports and then we'll take the lessons from that. The Australian police now then say that they don't receive a copy, but they look into it and we have not had anything further, and they're not being participate throughout the process.
If they not pay, what thing would be the response?
If they're not pay, the Act also has what we can do. One, there's what we call contempt of court. If we don't send you something and you not comply, the individuals then could be taken to court, to the High Court, referred to the High Court for contempt of court. Then we got also other procedures and way the commission will use in the powers and where it gets.
Okay.
And not be answered. Then they say human rights violations, as I say now, against public officials. So, but every day our offices are open across the country. In Freetown here at 4th Street, they will get our Watalobo, Kenema, Makeni, Port Loko, all the regional headquarter towns. We get offices and the way people then can go. You can also use social media for contact with. You also can go on your website. So there are different ways that people can reach out to it. For reports.
Plenty thank you for joining me inside the program this morning. In name of Commissioner Simiti Lavalley, in one of the commissioner them the Human Rights Commission of Salone, as we there this morning for talk about one public inquiry report where them pull do, where they look inside the work of law enforcement officers them from 2015 to 2021. And same way so inside the program we get Saliu Kamara, we are the public affairs officer for the West Africa Examination Council, as they talk about the 2024 WAS and save the preparation for the private WAS. Plenty thank you guys who want to join me inside the program this morning.